Hi and welcome to Susies Selections, brought to you by Sinclair Wilson.
Are you getting everything you deserve? At Sinclair Wilson, we can answer all of your financial questions, optimize your tax position, and develop long-term strategies which will be very much to your advantage. Sinclair Wilson, for strength in numbers.
This week we have AFL round 12. 6 teams have the bye this round, and we kick off tonight, where Adelaide host Hawthorn at Adelaide Oval. The last time Hawthorn travelled there, it didn't end well on or off the field. They dropped the game to Port Adelaide. This week, however, I think Hawthorn, with the return of a few different players, will get the job done, and I think they'll win by at least a few goals. Friday night's clash sees Richmond take on West Coast. This game is between the two teams that could be top 4 at their best or bottom 4 at their worst. I've got to go with Richmond though here at home. Now on to Saturday's selections. In the first game of Saturday, Carlton host Port Adelaide in Melbourne. The Port fans that do travel should go home happy. Carlton aren't without a chance. Port Adelaide are my tip. We've got GWS take on North Melbourne. And GWS are without Shane Mumford and Joel Patfull, both of who will really hurt them against North's talls, particularly Todd Goldstein. North Melbourne should win this, and win this pretty well. In the last game of Saturday, it's Brisbane taking on the Bulldogs in Melbourne. Given that it's in Melbourne, I'm going to go with the Bulldogs on this, but this is again another 50-50 game. Now on to the Sunday game. It's the last game of the round, where Geelong take on Melbourne. Geelong should get this done pretty easily. I thought Melbourne were going to beat St Kilda last week after a good showing against the Pies the week before. Geelong are starting to gear up a little bit. They haven't been at their best, but this game they simply must win, and win well. Now on to Hampton League, round 9. Last week saw a number of upsets, and this week we see those bottom 4 teams facing off again. Kicking off the round, Portland take on Cobden. Both sides had a win last week, which was pretty remarkable. It's in Portland, which will make it tough for Cobden, but in saying that, Cobden have played pretty well. I think they'll get the job done, and therefore take home the 4 points. A vital 4 points. In the next game, Hamilton take on South Warrnambool. This game is another battle of the bottom 4 teams, and Hamilton have been in pretty poor form of late. South Warrnambool have played pretty well 2 weeks ago when they beat Cobden. Last week they dropped the game to Portland, which would have been disappointing for them, but I think they'll bounce back and take out Hamilton in this clash. I might be wrong, because Hamilton can play well on their day, but South Warrnambool will be my tip. Camperdown takes on Koroit. It's at home and they've got their past players day, so I think Camperdown will have plenty of support. Unfortunately on the field, I don't think they'll have enough support to defeat Koroit. They're the reigning premiers, and I think they'll win pretty comfortably. It's North Warrnambool travelling to Warrnambool in a battle of first versus third. I think Warrnambool will win this, and it's hard to go past them. The last 2 weeks, Port Fairy and Terang Mortlake have really taken it up to Warrnambool. But in this clash, I think Warrnambool know how good North Warrnambool can be, and I think they'll step it up that extra class to get the job done. The final game of the round sees Port Fairy take on Terang Mortlake. Port Fairy had a shock loss to Cobden last week, and I think they'll be seething. They'll want to knock off Terang Mortlake, who really took it up to Warrnambool. But I don't think they will. I think Terang Mortlake will win, and win in fashion that will see them probably 4 to 5 goals. They could be something really special, Terang Mortlake. They're missing a few players, which really hurts, but those that are out on the paddock are playing pretty well. Well, that's the end of Susie's selections. I hope you get as many as I do. Happy tipping.